What is going on, guys? Marc Guberti here. In this video, you will learn how to grow on Instagram in as little as 30 minutes each day. So if that sounds like something you want to learn more of, make sure you gently tap the like button if you do enjoy this video. So with Instagram, there's two things you really need to grow. First, you have to keep on producing content. And second, you need to build relationships with people. That could be anything from comments to sending DMs. We're going to talk about all that, what you have to be doing to grow on Instagram. So rather than saying these are the different things you should do every single day, we're going to take a bulk approach on this, because if you are supposed to create a picture, comment on posts, and message people every day, then you have to transition from one task to the other. And within each of those transitions, there's a greater chance of getting distracted. There's a greater chance of losing focus, not being productive. So instead, we're going to take this with a bulk approach. So the first thing you have to think about is just creating great content for people. And it is good to look into your analytics, the Instagram insights, to see when are most of your people on Instagram. You want to schedule the post so to go up just before that time, so that by the time most of your people are on Instagram, your post already has a decent head start. So that's something you really only have to look at once, and then you schedule the content. And it is good to look into the insights at least once a month to make new decisions, like if people suddenly decide to go on Instagram at other times of the day. So starting with the content creation, pick one day to create a week's worth of content. For this, I'm assuming that you're posting 3 times each week on Instagram. The more times you post, it certainly gives you a better chance of getting discovered. And with Canva, which is what I use, you could create a rubric for each of your picture posts so that you just replace the text, and then all you have to do at that point is come up with the captions. So pick one day where all you're going to do is create all the pictures, assemble all of your image assets you need to make the content happen. And you can also create the videos in advance if that is something that you do. Just have all of those assets ready. And if you are struggling to come up with Instagram posts, one thing you could do is look at some of your older content and create Instagram posts around those. I actually create a carousel for several of my videos here on YouTube. I'll even take an insight from one of these videos and turn it into a quote. So always look at your past content, use that for the repurposing, and that can actually help you a lot with Canva templates if you are trying to figure out how do I post 3 times a week, let alone 1 post a day if you do want to get to that level. The next thing we're going to do on day 2 is just come up with all of the captions. You could even put these 2 together if you have some extra time. But instead of writing 1 caption at a time, the reason it's good to do multiple captions at once, it's just, again, for that productivity factor. Now, creating content's great on Instagram, but doesn't necessarily help you grow. Hashtags, including those, they will help you with gaining more visibility, and it is good to look to see what hashtags are people using in their posts, the ones that are growing, and just use other people's posts for inspiration. But when you are posting something on Instagram, you are hoping that it picks up in the algorithm, it does well, but you want to make an effort to grow on Instagram that goes beyond just hoping the algorithm picks you up and enough people see your content. So this is where we now go into something you can do for day 3, which is just liking and commenting on a bunch of people's content. And you can repeat this for other days when maybe you have some extra time to spare after you've created all the pictures or after you've written all the captions. Liking and commenting is a great and very popular strategy. And the sooner you're able to like and comment on a recent post created by an influencer with a big audience, the more visibility your comment is going to get. Now, it's not just all about liking and commenting. That's a great strategy, but the thing that's really accelerated my Instagram the most has been influencer marketing. Now, there are a few different ways to play in influencer marketing. I did a video, which I'll be putting up here, hopefully, that will do a deeper breakdown, but there are two ways to engage in influencer marketing. You do shout out for shout out, or you do paid. So in a shout out for shout out, you mention someone's account in your Instagram story, and then they do the same thing. They mention your account in their story. And it's good to create some type of rubric in Canva for the other person to share your account. And if you don't have a rubric, you could just tell that person to share a specific post you recently did. So then you're able to drive traffic to the post, get more engagement there, and also boost your follower numbers. So it's entirely up to you how you proceed with these shout out for shouts. It can be in the Instagram story, it can be in the caption of an Instagram post, but you want to engage with a bunch of these shout outs because each of them is going to help you grow your audience a little more. And with each shout out you engage in with each of these influencer marketing exchanges, you're able to reach out to a bigger influencer next time. So let's say you have 1,000 followers, you're reaching out to people who have around the same audience. And then you get enough of these people to promote you, you're doing other stuff behind the scenes, and then you get to 2,000 followers. Then you can reach out to more people who have 2,000 plus followers because the mutual benefit is there. So pretty much influencer marketing is that type of thing where the more you grow, the easier it is to ask bigger accounts to do these types of exchanges. Now, let's say you're a small Instagram account and you don't have that type of clout where you can approach some of these bigger accounts with tens of thousands of followers and say, hey, I'd love to do an exchange with you. I'd love to do shout out for shout out, something like that. What you can do in this scenario is pay these people to promote you in their Instagram story. And based on my experience, you get into someone's Instagram story 5,000 or 10,000 followers for as little as $5. It's almost like it's a Fiverr gig, and you do get a lot of exposure. I get around anywhere from, on average, I pay $1 to $1.50 per follower on Instagram. And although I didn't do this in my initial test, you can reach out to the people with 10,000 followers and have them promote a landing page to get people's email addresses, or your YouTube channel. And if you are interested in using Instagram to grow on YouTube, because they will have the swipe up feature within their Instagram story. So that is certainly an option where maybe you're not as focused as on growth with Instagram. You want to lead that traffic to a landing page or somewhere else, and you can reach out to these people with 10,000 plus followers. Some of them may charge $10 for a mention in their Instagram story. But based on my experience, it is relatively inexpensive, especially when we are talking about influencers who normally don't get that many sponsorship opportunities compared to someone who maybe has 100,000 Instagram followers, and they have a better idea of charging maybe $100 plus just for a single spot in their story. So those are the different ways you can engage in influencer marketing. And I'd recommend allocating at least 2 days a week where you're just reaching out to people, doing the shout out for shout out, or paying people to mention you in their Instagram stories. And then it's just a matter of growing your outside platform, because Instagram is really great and you're able to grow on their platform. But if you're bringing people from an outside platform to Instagram, that's going to accelerate your growth a lot quicker. That's why I do have the Instagram username up on all my YouTube videos, because some people go from YouTube to Instagram and that helps me grow on Instagram. Then in return, some people from Instagram decide to come over to my YouTube channel, subscribe to me here, and then that helps me come across even more people on YouTube. So you can create this reciprocity across your social networks where they all help each other grow. And that really comes from growing your own platform. I'd recommend, 30 minutes a day is what we go for in the video. And you could do specific actions towards growing on Instagram for 30 minutes a day, where maybe 2 days a week go towards platform stuff. But this is something where if you've got hours to invest in something, it should be to growing your platform. Because if you grow your platform, it makes everything so much easier. A YouTuber who has 100,000 YouTube subscribers, they want to start a second channel, they're instantly going to get a head start with thousands of new subscribers. And that's going to have a really big impact for their new channel on the YouTube algorithm. So once you are really dominant on one platform, just spread that love all over the place. You don't want to be one of these people who's only successful on one platform, because then you got some scenario like TikTok where it could be banned. We don't know at the time of this video. And if you're a TikTok superstar, but you have no other platform, TikTok gets banned, you lose access to that entire audience. So that's why it's good to build your platform outside of Instagram, not just as a way to direct people to Instagram and grow there, but also as that backup, just in case there is an algorithm change or something of that nature. So if you guys do want to learn more about building your platform, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we talk about this topic very often here. And I will see you guys in the next video.